there, I'm Sherry.
And I'm Sherry.
We're at H-E-B. We're about to do grocery shopping and meal planning. And we're so excited about our first week of rooming together. I want you to share the story. How did Sherry meet Sherry?
Well, both of us are widows, and Sherry graciously shared her heart publicly on Facebook, and miraculously she just showed up in my Facebook feed one day, and then I just started following her. And
Was it about 2 years ago?
it was about 2 years ago, and she just posted amazing inspirational quotes and little videos, and I just kind of followed her, and she really positively impacted me. And then as time went on, she was sharing from her heart some widow projects that I really wanted to be a part of. And so I reached out to her, and we kind of went back and forth through Messenger. We tried to meet up like three or four
times
times
over the last year.
And it never worked out. It just absolutely never worked out for various reasons. And so then recently, a change of events have happened, and then she was back online again. I had a busy year, and then we kind of reconnected again, and she was kind of in transition from moving to a new opportunity in the future and needed a place to stay, and so I offered her a room. And so I think 10 days ago, is it longer than that?
1 week ago yesterday.
1 week ago yesterday she moved in, but we actually had connected just a few days prior to that.
Well, yeah, 10 days before I moved in
Yep.
was the first time we had a phone conversation.
A phone conversation.
Not a text conversation.
Yep.
And so I was shocked that she says, I have a room for you. And I'm like, what? We haven't even met in person. Why? And you trust me to come over? So her kids, her fam, mom and dad thought she was totally crazy. You don't know this woman, you've never met her. She's like, you don't understand.
They did.
For 2 years, she's been in my feed, feeding me, encouraging
Yes.
me, blessing me with all of her vulnerability and all of her mistakes, loud and proud all over Facebook.
That perhaps I could have related to.
Yes. So, two middle-aged women having the same name, different spelling, two empty nesters, two women who have an oldest daughter age 27 exactly, have a youngest son age 18 exactly, both started college this fall. And then she has two daughters in between, and I have one daughter in between. And do you mind sharing how your husband died? Okay.
No. So my husband passed about 3 years ago, and unfortunately it was about, I think, 27 days, I think we figured it out, 27 days after the second Moderna shot.
You said the second Moderna shot, because I
The
heard a noise in
second
the background.
Moderna
I
shot
wanted to know.
3 years ago, and that just changed our lives forever. And it was very sudden. It was in a different state. It didn't happen here in Texas, and just overnight our entire life was flipped upside down. And since then you're just trying to rebuild and figure things out as you go, and you're just kind of one of the things I always say about being a widow is, and then you're going to tell how your husband passed, but the moment it happens, well, not the moment that happens, but very early on, the way a widow feels is if you are standing there naked. You've been stripped of every single thing. You've been stripped of your being a wife. You're stripped of being a family. All these different things. You're no
the
longer.
breadwinner's gone.
Right.
You're financially
Everything.
raped.
Your social status in your community or your church. And so you literally are standing there at your most vulnerable point, naked, in your skin, and trying to figure out, where do you go from here? Who am I? Kind of thing. And did you experience that same kind of feeling?
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, my husband passed. It'll be 3 years in January, and he had the COVID, and then went into the hospital, and it was 57 days later that he passed. So the similarities are just crazy. And how do you spell your name?
Cheri.
And Shari. So
we got the R and the I right.
So I want to share two things. One, I want us to share about just what we've done this week, and two, I want us to ask the questions about ideas. And I think we'll move back a little. It's super noisy here, but plants. And then I want to ask you guys questions about the project that we're starting and ideas that you may have to give us a name. Okay, so oops, that's too tough. Okay, what is that?
We're professionals at technology.
Professional moms,
Yes,
yeah.
We're so good.
Okay, so I want us to say about our week and then ask about the names. Which do you want to do first?
The week.
Okay.
Because it'll
Lead into that.
the name. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
perfect. So the highlights of your week in our first time together, what we've been able to do. That's what I want you to share.
So we were so excited coming together as roommates, and honestly, she had a roommate before, and so she had got to experience being a roommate. I haven't been a roommate in decades, and so that, I didn't even think about those things. What is it like to have a roommate? And because I was just so excited to have another widow in my home that could relate and we could share and build and grow. And so this week, her coming in, there's not been really any problems. It's just adjusting to having someone different in your home that you're not used to at all. And so we've cooked together. We've talked about a cleaning schedule together. I was grilling one night and she was in a hammock and read to me out loud this book, a really cool book called Walking on Water Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
That we're still trying to get back to, but we're just so busy with all this other stuff we can't get to there. But we're at H-E-B shopping together. We're meal prepping together. We're exercising together.
Yeah, she's teaching me weightlifting because she's a fitness instructor. And what did we do yesterday?
And then yesterday we went on a hike. But what inspired this hike was Sherry had a friend that reached out to her because a widow in another city was looking for support. And so she reached out to a bunch of friends trying to seek it, and did some research and fell across this group called Never Alone. And she reached out to the San Antonio chapter, and that lady Tammy gave us a call back. We had a group call with her, which was wonderful. And then she invited us to a widow hike yesterday. And so we had the pleasure of just meeting 8 fabulous women that were experiencing the same things that we had been going through. And it ranged, I think, was it 3 months up to 5 years was the range of the widowhood, and ages, the youngest was what
35.
35 up to, I would say,
30.
maybe 60. And so no matter the age, no matter the time, the women were experiencing the same exact thing. And it was just a natural comfort, bubble of love as soon as we met. And just in our most vulnerable state, being able to share with one another, and you just felt like it was safe to share and be honest. And everybody kind of told their stories, and then we just kind of talked about odd things. But I don't want to go into all those things right now because we have a lot to unpack here. But what did you think of yesterday?
Oh, it was just great to be out in nature and hike with them, and then we had a picnic outside and got our feet in the water with the rocks, and it was just the most amazing experience to connect in person with other widows who have gone through this experience. And it was an instant bond. She and I knew each other and no one else when we got there, and we're just connected for life. It's really, really special. And if you're in the San Antonio area and want to join us for the next one, go ahead and DM me and I'll get you the information. You can join the little group. And I felt like a highlight was Thursday night, where we got on with a therapist. His name is Jim, and he is in charge of Top Gun pilots in Nevada, and he's probably 80. And so it was like talking to your grandpa and listening to the wisdom of a therapist talking about grief and trauma and helping people walk through that. So we had several other widow and widower friends joining us through Zoom, and our leader is a widow friend of mine from Delaware, Julianne. And then going forward, tonight we get to do aromatherapy freedom technique inside of that group on Zoom, using essential oils to release the trauma and get you unstuck so you can move forward. And yeah, when we get home, we're meal prepping for the week. We're going in shopping right now. We just finished our workout, haven't even showered yet. And then what I'm looking forward to is some of our trips.
Yes.
So next weekend, we're going to Dallas together for a Clemmer event. First time she's been to one. And then the first weekend of November, we're going to a women's retreat outside of Houston together and bringing a bunch of other friends and widow friends with us. And then we're going to where for Thanksgiving?
We're going to Tennessee, to my parents' house.
Tennessee. I have a Tennessee Thanksgiving. So we're not bored. We're not bored. We may be empty nesters. We may be widows, but we are making the best of it. And now we're going to ask some of the questions about names. So we're going to start a TV show and do it through podcasting and such. What are some of the names we're thinking of?
Well, because we spell our names differently, it has to kind of be both. Or it could be something different. I don't know. But, we definitely want it to be warrior-like, wealth-like, and wealth not necessarily just financially, but wealthy in our spirit. Abundance.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about being an abundant widow and the growth and progress that we're making on that journey, the mindset behind it. The mindset's so important. So middle-aged widows, sharing some of the ways that we've become resilient and maintained our resilience, and how it can benefit you, whether you're lost a loved one or not. There's going to be a lot of great things. So we were thinking about a day in the life of Sherry and Sherry.
Or sharing with Sherry and Sherry.
With Sherry and Sherry. And what else have we thought about? We could do... Anyway, so we would love your feedback.
Give us some names.
Yep. Of a great TV show with two Sherrys. Okay, we love you. See you on the other side. Bye.